Hello everyone, thanks very much for joining me for today's snapshot. Today we're going to be looking at the NASDAQ. It is overbought on the monthly chart, and then we'll take a look at how the 2000 tech wreck sold off. But before we do that, please take note of the following important information. Please note that CFDs are high-risk products and that you should be completely aware of the risks that they pose. Also, please note that this is a general market commentary only and does not constitute investment advice. And finally, these are our sources of information. Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, the NAS 100 is overbought. NAS 100 is FXCM's proxy for the NASDAQ. We're going to be looking at the current condition on the monthly chart. Then we'll examine the way the 2000 tech wreck sold off. And then we're going to look at the late 2018 sell-off. Let's bring up the first chart, and this is the current condition, and it's on the monthly. It's on the monthly time frame. I want to point out that the oscillator is overbought. Also take a look at the gradient of current price action. It's very steep, and at some stage one would think would need to have a correction and that the oscillator would need to normalize. On this chart we have the 2000 tech wreck. I want to just point out the conditions that took place for the market to sell off in 2000. First of all, we have the price action crossing from the high zone, which is the upper red line, upper blue line. It drops down into the zone between the two blue lines. That's condition 1. Then we drop down into the lower zone, which is the lower blue Bollinger and the lower red Bollinger. And take a look at the red Bollingers. You've got the upper red Bollinger pushing upwards, the lower Bollinger pushing downwards. That's the expansion in volatility. And then finally we get the upper Bollinger starting to play catch up and pushing down, and that was the way that the tech wreck unfolded, and it went all the way into the lower zone. Let's just take a look at the 2018 sell-off. Now, if you recall, the end of the year in 2018 there was a tremendous sell-off in the market. You can see that the RSI at this stage was also overbought. It sold down from the first area. This is zone 1, the upper red, upper blue, went down into the blue area, the upper blue, lower blue, and actually went down in December into the lower zone as well. And at this stage the news all over the media was very, very negative. However, we didn't get the other conditions. We didn't get the expansion in the Bollinger. So the volatility to the downside certainly wasn't dire, wasn't diabolical. And in fact, it turned out to be a tremendous buying opportunity. And I beg your pardon, if you just take a look at how the market unfolded since then, terrific capital gains despite the COVID sell-off. Okay, let's just end off with some key takeaways. The NAS 100 is overbought on the monthly. The oscillator will not stay in the extreme area indefinitely. At some stage, the NAS 100 will need a correct, and when it does, we will watch to see how the price action unfolds to assess the nature of the sell down. I hope you found this snapshot useful. If you did, please click on that subscribe button. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to speaking with you again in the near future.